Oh, the hole in the ground. Please, just don't start ringing all of a sudden. This hole leads right down to the Morrison's old flat. It's chained to the floor. Very odd. Someone forced to eat? Looks like flies are having a great time on that disgusting plate of rotten food. Ugh. Everything is as we know it, in the present day. This room is a little different. Why would anyone have a lock on the bedroom dresser? What's he hiding in there? It's locked. What was Joe planning on doing with this rope? Is this why we saw Joe shocking Ivy in the cat lady? We got her from the mirror, but we're trying to make her alive again. Oh! With a rope, I can climb down? Was Joe trying to hang himself? I feel like it's a callback to when we saw the rope in the manageress's office. I don't know if he was trying to hang himself or someone else, though. It's too high to jump.
I'll tie it to the chair. It should easily hold my weight.
Presumably... Oh, what? Yeah, because Joe is still chainsawing in the basement, making a lot of noise.
Where do you think you're going? What you got there, son? Another dead body to add to the list?
Dad?
You know, your mother always loved Robbie more. He was such a happy kid. Always smiling. And you let him fucking die.
Subconsciously, he feels really bad about his brother dying.
It was an accident, and you know it.
You were supposed to watch him. Was it so hard to take care of your younger brother for 5 fucking minutes?
He didn't want to listen.
Well, it doesn't even matter anymore. My life ended the moment. Your mother. You remember. You were there too. You didn't even cry.
In the front. Did my mom slit her wrist? Oh, we came from such an unhappy family. My mother gone, my brother gone. My dad probably traumatized by that and not being able to raise me properly.
Goodbye, Dad.
I'll finish my cigarette and I'll go. There's nothing left for me here. You're a grown man. This home is yours now. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. My mom. That probably happened after Robbie died. Oh, we're here. Here? ECG monitor. I should be able to monitor Ivy's pulse on this. A hospital bed. Perfect. So at some point in the real life, they probably went to the hospital. Ivy has her own problems, but so do I. Holy crap.
Ah, I see you have taken matters into your own hands, young man. I do appreciate a good initiative, but I'm afraid it's not going to work.
I thought you were dead.
No! Death is but a state of mind. And my mind has always been a wandering one.
What do you want?
I felt inclined to inform you that what you are trying to achieve here is, well, pointless.
Why? It worked before. I brought Agnes back.
This whole idea was flawed from the start. There simply isn't enough power here to alter the subject's state of mind. No one has that kind of power. Well, except the subject herself, perhaps. But as you see, sadly, she is not willing to cooperate.
Maybe because Ivy's actually dead in the real waking life. So there's nothing we can do.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Your only option would be to turn around, leave, and never come back here again.
Just like that.
You've caused quite a stir, you see. Not everyone might perceive your actions as an act of chivalry. They won't understand. They never do.
People will think you're crazy. Remember in the prologue, the flowers? Right now, Joe is picking the flowers from the flower bed. He's trying to possess the beauty for himself.
Nothing is impossible.
You are a stubborn one. So fine, go and see for yourself. Do it. Just do it.
Even though leaving it alone might be the right course of action, Joe does come across as a very obsessive, possessive person. And that's why he's gotta try. Generator. It must take so much electricity to power up this thing. This lever turns on the machine. I might be making everything worse. Oh god.
Someone's screaming. Great. This can only mean one thing. Joe's lost the plot. I always knew there was something wrong with him. Just stay calm, Susan. You can deal with this. One step at a time. I've been there before. It always starts with a weapon.
Okay, not until this point was I sure that this was happening after the cat lady for sure. Look at how confident Susan sounds. This arm could be useful in so many ways. And that's why we're taking it. Great. Someone's put a new lock on this door. If you were alive, that blade would have already been stuck in my throat, for sure. Oh, I didn't even see it.
I have to be careful not to cut myself.
When we were first in Joe's apartment, we saw a mannequin in the bathtub. There was an old rag stuck inside the pipe. Maybe I should just take it out? Ew. What's flowing? Broken. I'm having a long hot bath once I'm done with this, but not here, obviously. Look at how confident Susan is. I'm loving it. Maybe with a bit of work, I could turn it into a weapon. No, you're real good at that. Makeshift weapons. Whatever happened to the handle? It's still a little damp and still pretty dirty. We gotta find a workbench or something. Oh, I'm going back up. I don't think we need to, though. Oh, maybe we can open the cabinet with the blade? No. The arm? No. Somehow. We can open this somehow. The light bulb callback to the pest control house. What about out here? No, this just goes back to my place here. Broken glass. What a mess. I bet it's me who will end up cleaning up all of this. That big piece of glass could be useful, but it looks too sharp to pick it up with my bare hand. What about with a cloth?
Got it.
Look at that smooth animation. Careful, Susan. The box is here, but there is no fire axe. We know where that is. Phone. Well, we gotta open the cabinet somehow. Chair. He really took it out on this chair. What a terrible idea. Once upon a time, I made a pretty nice weapon out of a chair, but I can do better now. With Dr. X? Yeah? Ah, it's you again. Sadly, only a shadow of your former self. But maybe you can help me again? Heck yeah. Whoa. Gas oven. The hall's been a mess ever since the broom went missing. The dog lady's broom? Has someone been cooking here? Ah, the cooker in real life. What's inside? Is this... Oh, God. Oh, please don't be a cat. Oh, no. There are charred remains of a cat inside. So, yeah, the furnace was actually broken, but then we were wandering here. I mean, as Joe. Joe was wandering here, and then he put the freaking cat in the oven? Oh, God. Good lord. Alright, let's do this. I can build a weapon here. Put it all down. That's a really long blade.
Let's stick this glass shard onto the mannequin arm and see what happens. Okay. But it's not gonna hold as it is. I should secure the whole thing now, so it doesn't fall apart as soon as I pick it up. These two seem made for each other.
Oh.
But the weapon is still too fragile. Something's missing. But what?
Poor kitty.
And what if I screw this skull on top to make it more sturdy? Right. Done. The ultimate cat lady weapon.
I'm taking it with me. Oh, it's like a kitty Grim Reaper weapon. Would be nice if we could make the other weapon too, though. Ah. That's it? There's gotta be a piece I'm missing somewhere for the glass and the arm. I don't want to go down just yet, because I think, oh, can we open the cabinet now? We have a weapon already. Because I feel like we can open it in some way, right? A scythe. Nothing fancy, but it'll do. Pretty fancy to me. You're already planning on it. Really? Why would anyone have a lock in here? I must be missing something. Okay, I've looked around everywhere, and I don't see the last piece that we need. So I'm thinking maybe we have to find it downstairs, or maybe it's related to the cabinet that we can't open for whatever reason. I just didn't want to go down, because I don't know when we'll be seeing Joe. Oh, we might be okay for a little bit more. There's something shiny stuck inside the pipe, but there's no way I'm putting my arm in that filthy sewer water. Do you want to put a scythe down there? No. Okay. There's gotta be a way for me to reach it. Quiet Haven Hotel. Oh my gosh. Oh, what?
Has it worked? Ivy? No. You useless piece of junk. You worthless fucking shit.
I wouldn't worry about it, mate. That girl was the size of a jet plane, and now she's out because she didn't want to play the game. That's pretty fair if you ask me.
I wonder if everybody here, Agnes, Harrison, maybe they're all aspects of my personality. Because I bet a part of Joe might actually think this. It might not be a big part, but maybe a little bit, right?
Shut up, Harrison. Haven't you done enough already? It's your poison that made her sick. Your lies. Your idea of a perfect woman. But she was already perfect. Why can't you all fucking see that?
The mirror never lies, Joe. Do you know what you saw looking in it?
But she is nothing like that.
What difference does it make now? You found a way to fix that, didn't you, Joe? Because you always knew what's best for her.
She was starving herself to death.
Well, you know what they say.
Oh.
No pain, no gain.
Joe made the smoothie for her. That might have translated to me overfeeding Ivy on purpose. Because let's face it, Joe has a lot of problems of his own too. Oh no.
I was just trying to save her.
It's not your fault.
Oh my god.
Robbie, I'm so sorry. I miss you.
I know. And I'm sorry too.
What do I do now?
Don't bother, young man. He's already gone. But if he could answer it, he would have said, give up. This is the end. Accept it and embrace it.
This is not the end. I'll find another way.
Naive little fool. You are the sixth parasite. And the sixth changes everything.
I have no idea what you were talking about, you crazy woman.
Oh!
Sup, Joe? Missed me?
Please tell me you're real.
Joe, deep inside, you know I'm not. But without me, you can never bring Ivy back, because I finally got it. I know who I am, and I know why I'm here.
Optimism? Oh, that's hard to imagine that Ivy could have been like this before. Maybe we'll ask her directly.
Who are you?
You really haven't figured it out yet. Joe, you're such a dummy. But I will miss you anyway.
Are you going somewhere?
More like returning where I belong. Come.
Her wearing a wedding dress. Yeah, that very well could have been Ivy when we first married her. All the good bits.
No. You can't.
It's okay, Joe. Just switch it on. Let's bring her back to life.
It'll be kind of like killing the good parts to get the real Ivy back. Oh, I think Susan's coming now. We didn't get the... Yeah, we left the thing inside the manhole. But it should be okay because we have the other weapon, the scythe. Not sure how to get that though, because at that point I only had the scythe. Oh my gosh.
Joe, if this works, be good to her.
I would never hurt you, and you know that. We can start again here. When you smile, I feel like the happiest man alive. That thing you do when you laugh, I love it. I can imagine spending the rest of my life with you.
I've been making myself sick.
I'll help you. We can beat this shit together, Ives.
Are you mad at me?
I could never be mad at you.
I love you.
Oh my god.
Sorry, neighbor, but I happen to have a zero tolerance for sons of bitches.
The 6th parasite.
Poor girl. I was too late to save you. You're late.
Mrs. A? I heard noises and... Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fresh as a daisy. And I managed just fine on my own, thank you.
What kind of trouble did you get yourself into this time?
The usual. Just another human parasite.
You killed Joe Davis?
Afraid so. Turns out we were living next door to a psychopath. Just look at what he did to his wife.
Oh, holy shit. She's nothing but skin and bones. Has he been starving her?
Well, pardon me, I forgot to ask him.
What the hell?
Don't touch her. He's been frying her with these electric wires. So stay back, Mitzi.
There's a switch over there. Let's shut it down.
It's not that he was overfeeding her, it's the opposite.
Wait. I think she's alive.
Oh!
Oh, crying out loud.
I'll get the fire extinguisher.
Go.
Oh my goodness! I don't think she's alive anymore! Oh! No, Susan! Don't tell me that's it! Are you kidding me? No! Susan!
We have to run, Ivy. But it's okay. I know a place. A small countryside hotel. The kind you always liked. We can start again. We will start again there.
Oh, this guy is unhinged! He killed Susan! I know he played as Joe Davis for the whole game, but if you let me choose... Oh! I'm Team Susan all the way! What is this? And Susan... I'm wondering if she still has her immortality powers, but I don't think so, right? Because by the end of the cat lady, she mentioned that that was probably her last time being able to come back. Towards the end here, you start vaguely understanding what went on and what happened. And the basic gist of it is that Ivy had some body image problems plus eating disorders, and she was relying on Joe Davis to help her out. Except Joe Davis himself wasn't exactly the most sound of mind either. So it was like an ill person trying to help another ill person, and he helped her by starving her, which led to her death. Although it seems like at the end there, she was gonna come back to life, but then the fire, like, oh my god, Mitzi, Susan! Oh, I don't even know what to think. So what does this ending mean then? Joe Davis killed Susan, and he's taking Ivy's dead corpse, her burnt, charred corpse. And now he's gonna go do whatever. Oh my god, this is the downfall, that's what this is. This is a really big contrast with the cat lady, where we had a hopeful ending of Susan overcoming her demons and getting better and viewing life more colorfully again, blah 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 blah. This, if the cat lady was a tale of hope, then Downfall is a tale of despair. Joe Davis continues to descend into madness, and not even the cat lady can stop him. Oh, I gotta look up how to get the other endings for this one, because I feel like there's gotta be better endings than this. What in the world? Overall though, between the cat lady and Downfall, I think I prefer the cat lady, but it's not like this was bad, it's just really different. The cat lady had a much more grounded story where sometimes you wouldn't know when things were really happening or not, like in the segment in the cat lady where Joe Davis appeared, but most of it probably was happening in the real timeline, whereas here in Downfall, I feel like a lot of it was not actually happening in real life, but you could see glimpses of what was real or not. Like for example, Joe Davis killing the cat. There were a few different interpretations of this scene. Because initially, what we saw was, oh, we were trying to get this cat who got the key to the room. So we put the cat clock in the old furnace, and the old furnace in the basement of the apartment building, which wasn't working, and somehow it just started bursting into flames. But then once we get Susan's perspective, then it becomes clear that what probably happened was Joe Davis put the cat in the oven and just burnt it alive. I think why we're seeing these different sorts of interpretations for the same scene why the whole thing is so dreamlike is a reflection of Joe Davis's mentality, because he's not well. I don't know what the proper mental illness would be, but very clearly he's not sound of mind, and I think that's what the surrealism is trying to portray here. Whereas Susan, she had depression, but she didn't have like hallucinations and stuff, so it was more just like, oh, everything is black and white because nothing is interesting to me. There was a lot of gore and blood in this one too, and that might be like Joe Davis having a lot of violent thoughts, which you can definitely see. All the killing and whatnot. What does this mean? Score 26 out of 27? Well, it says ending A, right? So obviously there's different endings. Although I have no idea what the hell this means. Oh. And I'm only missing one. Presumably getting another skull would give me a different ending? Murderer escapes from crime scene. By Bill Hookway. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire that broke out in the apartment building at Helland Road last night. Firefighters have discovered several bodies inside. No, Mitzi! Our sources confirmed that at least 5 of them had already been dead when the fire started. Susan? Mitzi? Who else? The other people in the apartment? Oh god. Suspected of the crime is Joe D., one of the residents of the building. A witness saw him carrying a charred body towards his car. The police are looking for him, but as for now, his whereabouts are unknown. Oh, it's not to live, it's to leave. Yeah, the game closed. What? Okay, well, I'm gonna go look up how to get the other endings, and I will see you when I get it. Okay, I had a look around on the internet, and it seems like we have 3 endings today. The one that we got was A, and there's a B, and there's C. It seems like this might be the order that the developers intend for you to see this game, so we're actually on the right track here. To get B, we needed to get all the skulls, so I was really close to getting it, except I was missing 2 things. Number 1, I had to not let the first Sophie take the injection.
Please, I'm begging you.
No. I don't want your blood on my hands.
But Joe, you are already covered in it, from head to toes.
I said no.
Fine. I'll do it myself. Perhaps I should. Good luck, Joe Davis. For what it's worth. I hope you find your Ivy.
The end result is the same, cause she ends up taking it herself anyway, but I guess it's really important that you don't do it for her. The second thing I missed was 3 parts of a letter, the first of which is in my room. Somehow I never checked this room again, despite backtracking literally everywhere else in the entire hotel. It's from Ivy. Part of the letter has been torn off.
I miss you. You know, we were good together. Always there when I was falling. And bad felt better every time with you.
The second part of this letter is, oh my god. I even talked about this when I was playing it, but this hallway had some strange whispering, right? Turns out I wasn't crazy. When you hear it, you have to stand still. See, did you hear that? Oh!
My mother is crying. I laugh as the train passes by. The corpse and the cat moves. We smile as the cucumber is eaten. Screaming isn't just planned. Moving, regurgitating, repulsing. Worms and insects leave behind our skins. My meat is decaying, while the children with deformed faces dance inside my empty mind. The sun starts to rot as I hear the singing flower pot. The mother ate her child with her sticky and slimy mouth.
Okay, that's actually the scariest thing I've seen all game. What the hell? Whose voice was that even? Oh my god. So seeing that cutscene is what puts the letter here.
I miss you. I do. I force myself to hate. Still there, deep in my soul, you live. And through my eyes, every day, you cry.
And the last letter is in this room. I'm guessing you had to have seen the 2 previous parts for this to spawn.
I miss you. How much? Still less than I should. Never there, but somehow with me. You breathe. You love only me. Me, myself. No one.
Aside from these things that I showed here, I did every dialogue choice the exact same way as I did in ending A. So I think ending B is about being nice and just doing every part of it perfectly. You can't even make one mistake. On the replay, I also discovered that the other weapon that I couldn't make was because I put down the mannequin arm too early.
Yuck.
I was supposed to use it to fish out the key to open the cabinet to get duct tape.
I should secure the whole thing now, so it doesn't fall apart as soon as I pick it up. This is it. Well done, Susan. You just built a mannequin axe. Wait. I have to decide which weapon to use.
If I've done everything right, we should be seeing something new here.
Sorry, neighbor, but I happen to have a zero tolerance for sons of bitches. Poor girl. I was too late to save you. You're late.
Mrs. A? I heard noises and... Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fresh as a daisy. And I managed just fine on my own, thank you.
What kind of trouble did you get yourself into this time?
The usual. Just another human parasite.
You killed Joe Davis?
Afraid so. Turns out we were living next door to a psychopath. Just look at what he did to his wife.
Oh, holy shit. She's nothing but skin and bones. Has he been starving her?
Well, pardon me, I forgot to ask him.
I guess we're done here. Time to call the cops.
Yeah. Can you do that? They never really listen to what I've got to say.
Sure. I'll be right back.
What?
Oh!
She's got a pulse. We need an ambulance. Mitzi!
This is different?
She's gone already.
Oh!
Hey, gorgeous. Can you help me get up? I'll be fine.
They're both alive here. How?
Are we good?
Yeah.
We're good.
This is kind of twisted, but is this the power of love? Oh my god. And there you go, 27 out of 27. Susan dies in both endings. What in the world? Married couple suspected of arson by Bill Hookway. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire that broke out in the apartment building at Helen Road last night. Firefighters have discovered several bodies inside. It is possible that some of them had already been dead when the fire started. Suspected of the crime are Joe and Ivy Davis, two missing residents of the building. They've been described by neighbors as odd and unsociable. Susan A., one of the survivors, claims to have been attacked by them, but luckily, she sustained no injuries and did not require any medical help. Oh, is it because she still has the immortality powers here? Since Joe is supposed to be the 6th parasite and all. Oh my god, but what about Mitzi? What about Mitzi? No! Because she was in the building too. The police are looking for them, but as for now, their whereabouts are unknown. Okay. This ending B here is supposed to be the good golden ending, which I guess for Joe and Ivy it is, but from an outsider's perspective, it's quite messed up. Finally, the last ending here, ending C. This is the one where we need to make all the asshole choices. The conversations change slightly, but the outcomes of all these things are pretty much the same. It's all linear. I'm gonna show you a snippet of some of the bigger changes, and then we'll move straight into the ending.
I hope you had fun playing psycho bitch in front of that woman.
You really think it was me? I'm really scared and I don't know what's going on and you want me to feel guilty for upsetting you? I shouldn't be surprised. You always think only about yourself.
Are you done? I've had enough of this shit.
Sure, yeah. I've been done for a long time. I guess I just didn't quite see it. But now, I see it crystal clear, right here in front of me.
What are you talking about?
This. Us. It's not working, Joe. I've had enough too. You never know what to do when I need you. You never see when something is wrong. Why are you like this?
Fine. I'll say it. We're finished.
Good. So we're over the bridge now. This is how we both feel. That's cool. It's okay.
Ivy.
I'm done talking. Go to sleep and leave me alone.
And I wish I could just not think about it. But
Think about what?
you will not understand.
Oh, not that shit again.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. But you're right. It's stupid. Just forget I'd said anything.
No, it's me being stupid. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's not your fault. It's my own fucked up brain that's doing it. And I can't stop it.
I see. It's a self-conscious, I look too fat business, again. I thought you got over that.
I tried so hard.
If you stop talking for just a moment, sweetheart, how about I show you my room?
I don't think so.
Come on, girl. You know you want to.
No, I don't actually.
What, you a virgin or something?
Don't be rude.
Aren't you a daft bitch?
Sorry. It was a mistake to talk to you. Douchebag.
You okay?
Yeah. But I wish you'd done something to help me.
You managed just fine on your own.
I was lucky. He's too drunk to do anything.
I can still punch him if you want.
No, don't bother. But I think now I see why your wife's run away.
She didn't run away. She was kidnapped.
Whatever. I hope at least you found what you're looking for.
Yep. I got his room key.
So I will see his room after all. Great.
Now is the perfect time for us to reconcile. To forget about that little bitch, Ivy. To run away and be happy. What do you say, Joe?
Yes.
What? Joe, are you nuts?
I knew you'd come around finally. I'll be waiting.
What the fuck?
This is none of your business.
I thought we were a team. Do you really want to ditch Ivy and me for that lying bitch?
I don't really know who's lying anymore. What if it's you. You're beautiful.
Am I? Stop it, Joe. You'll make me blush.
Regardless of what happens here. I just wanted to say it. I trusted you! You goddamn traitor.
Do it, Joe!
I will! Just give me a second.
Woo! You win for it like there's no tomorrow.
She was a monster.
Come on, Joe. You can't be that naive. The only monster here is you.
So you lied to me.
I guess. I've been a very bad girl again. I need to be punished. Will you come here and spank me?
Oh, I'll spank you. I'll spank you all right. And now you. If you're trying to make me feel any more guilty for what I did, don't bother. I couldn't possibly feel any worse. What? Even after I killed you, you still want to help me. Agnes, you are a mystery to me. I'm sorry for what I've done. You were my little ray of light in this overwhelming darkness. You were that part of Ivy I fell in love with. I just couldn't see it. I knew you'd ruin it. You always ruin everything. I hope you had fun playing psycho bitch in front of that woman. You look so cute in my Nirvana t-shirt. I can smell your perfume on the pillow long after you're gone. You're just so fucking beautiful.
I've been making myself sick.
Just stop thinking about it, okay?
I think it's time to say it loud and clear. So please, say it, Joe. Say it, so we can both be free.
Fine. I'll say it. We're finished. This is the end.
There's Our Lady.
Still breathing, eh? You are one tough son of a bitch, Joe. But I've got bad news, neighbor. This crazy cat lady knows how to deal with nasty parasites like you. Oh, I'll get the devil out of you, Joe Davis.
That sounds kind of religious. Oh!
Meow.
Oh! And Susan is completely okay in this one. Yeah! Oh, there's a picture of Mitzi! Oh, then Mitzi... Is Mitzi not here in this ending? No, that's somebody talking to me, not me. Yo, what? Did Susan just tell someone to commit suicide? For people with mansions. The pest control people? Angel of Vengeance. Oh, there's the mask again. Wait, this is kinda scary. She's like keeping a shelf of memorabilia to do with the people she killed. And we lose all the skulls this time. 0 out of 27. The 6th parasite is Joe Davis, huh? So each skull is kind of like a representation of your humanity, I guess. We were quite the asshole in this one. Oh my god. Oh, look at the newspaper! Married couple found burned to death by Bill Hookway. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire that broke out in the apartment building at Helen Road last night. Firefighters have discovered several bodies inside, including Joe and Ivy D, 2 residents of the building who were found dead in the building's basement. It is believed that the fire came from there. While investigation is still ongoing, the police spokesman said that the most probable cause of this tragedy was faulty electrical equipment. Did they not consider that Joe and Ivy Davis were like lying next to each other on that bed thing? Oh my god, Susan, you badass! Just like with the previous 5 parasites, this one, Susan won't be going to jail for it. Ah, my god. So there you have it. We have all 3 endings of Downfall here. The first ending, Joe lives, Ivy dies, Susan dies. Second ending, Joe lives, Ivy lives, Susan dies. Third ending, Joe and Ivy die, but Susan lives. If we were playing the Cat Lady, where Susan was the main character, then ending C is what we would want. The hero defeating the villain. But we're playing as Joe Davis and his wife, Ivy Davis. So for us, the best ending would actually be B, where Susan dies, but Joe and Ivy live happily ever after? Not quite, but it's the closest thing to living happily ever after there is of all these endings. Yeah. In the Cat Lady, the ending variations were pretty much just stuff like, oh, does Susan live? Does Mitzi live? But these ones are really big variations, and Lorelei, the 3rd game in this trilogy that's coming out like probably today, as of the video coming out. How's it gonna continue off of this? Maybe Lorelei's gonna have 3 endings too, and then ending A corresponds to ending A of Downfall? Something like that? I got no clue. But overall, I pretty much said what I was thinking already by the end of ending A. I liked Downfall. This developer here, his name is, hold on, Rem Michalski. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I think he has a real talent for making like super stylish and this grungy, dirty, depressing kind of style. And I think he does a great job of turning these portrayals of mental illnesses into an actual game. Like what I mean by that is that it's not uncommon for games to talk about mental illness, but sometimes you see games do it in a way that's like hey, this game is about depression. Look, it's depression. But here, they do things like personify traits, personality traits, or aspects of mental illness, and they'll be like, okay, well, let's give it a name and have an actual story revolving around these characters. Like how Agnes is supposed to be all the cheerful, happy parts about Ivy, and the Queen of Maggots is all things bad. Those parts I really appreciate from both The Cat Lady and Downfall. And if you enjoyed both of these games as well, then I should be expecting to see you back for Lorelei, right? Alright, this was Welonz with Downfall. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing this, and I will see you back very soon.